Everyone, in this video, I will talk about how to read and write big data with the data.table package in R. And which data am I talking about? Here I'm talking about human readable format data. For example, with this data, we can open with traditional text editors such as Notepad++ or Emacs and so on. And there are also different types of data in here, and we only narrow down our focus on the rectangular data. I mean, the data that are organized into row and columns. And with other unreadable format data, for example, binary data such as .NET CDF and other extension we will learn in other videos. And so the first question when using any package is that is it is a good package for reading large data set? And to answer your question, I test reading a data set which consists of 10 million rows and 7 columns. So in text file, this is around more than 1 GB. And with the traditional function of the base package in R, it takes around 27 seconds. And with the function of the read R package, it takes around 5 seconds, relatively fast. But with data table, it's even faster, just take around 1 second. But sometimes speed is not everything. There are also other important factors such as the memory uses. We need to consider how much memory it uses. For example, sometimes we need to use other package to optimize the memory used, or whether this package is easy to use or not. The syntax is simple or complex, or is there any features in this package to handle, for example, dirty and complex data? If we want to read our dirty and complex data, maybe we need some advanced features and we can use other package, for example, read R. But in this tutorial, I will show you the data table package. So to read the data, first we need to understand the data format. So we should know the data format. For example, here with small data, I can open with text editor and see the format. In here, for example, here I have the first row is the header, and I have the separator is semicolon, and yeah, so on. And then I can use the app read function of the data.table package, and I tell this function the format of our data by supplying in the fields in here. And to write the data, we can also customize our writing output, and I will show you now. So now let's go to this website and download the data. So when you download, you will get the .zip file, and you unzip the file, you will see the folder named fast reading, and this is the R script files, and we have three data files in here, and we should use this R script to read the three data files in here. So now let's download this. And here I already downloaded the data, and let's open this R script with RStudio. Here, first I need to install the data.table package. If you already install, you don't need to run this command, and then you can load the package. Control Enter. And let's use the function fread to read the US economic data. You can find help for this function by typing here fread. So here you can see the description, usage, and some example below. Yeah, here. So now let's open our US economic data and see the data format. So I just open three at one with text editor. So here US economic data. The first row is the header, and this is the date, and separator comma, and decimal point. So we should supply in here the path to this file, and the separator comma decimal point, and we have the header. Control enter, and double click here, enter, or you can type here, data enter. So the first column is iDate. This is the date format of the data.table package. Second column is numeric. Here, 506, and third column is here, numeric also. Last column is integer. And so the next file is the climate data at Berlin from the German Weather Service. So we need to inspect the data to know its format. Here, so the first station ID here is 004.3. It's not 4.3, but you remember. So we should read this as text, because if we read this as integer, you will only see this number. And the second is the measured date. Also should read it as text and then convert it to date class. So here we read this file. Separator is this semicolon, and we have the header and the column class. First is the type of the class. For example, here I say that the station ID should be read as character, and the mass datum should be read as character also. Control enter, and click here, control enter. So you see this is read as character, this is read as character. If we don't supply this, let's say only this, control enter, here control enter, and you see now the first column is read as integer. We don't have 00 in here. Second column is also read as integer. This is not the way that we want. And now we convert the second column to date class using the standard function of R. Control enter. So our format is year, month, day. We should say that percent year, percent month, and percent date. Okay, now data. Yes, it is date. And to read the output.rch file, let's open that file here. The extension is quite strange. This is the file created by the hydrological model. So the extension is .ach, but we can still open with text file and read it. So we need to skip the first 9 rows, and there's no header. And here the decimal is comma, and in here we have the separator is 4 spaces. This is 8 spaces. So it's not the same. And this is 5 spaces. And this is again only 2 spaces. So we just let the app read function to guess the separator in here. We only supply the file name, the decimal, and the header fonts. Skip 9 rows, then control enter. Data you can also click here to see. So the first and the value in the third column is 115. 115 correct. And to write the data, we can, for example, I want to write this data again in to the file data.table txt. Control enter. And then you open this folder. And now my data is here. Open it. And so by default, this will be a comma, the separator. Or we want to have the separator is space. We can type like this, control enter. And now it's space. Yeah, and then you can also customize the output format. Let's search in the AppRite here. There's many control that you can customize basically to your design output format. So yeah, thanks for your interest in this video. And now let's move to the next video.